So today we're diving into a really fascinating philosophical battlefield. We're talking about a world that's torn between sovereign creation, absolute control, and this chaotic spirit of rebellion. It's a whole story about will, surrender, and the very strange dual nature of the jester archetype. This phrase right here, it pretty much sums up the whole world we're talking about. It's a world that has already given up. See, after this catastrophic event they call the Great Surrender, humanity basically traded its will, its drive, its very soul for total, comfortable security. Okay, so let's set the stage and meet the key players in this desolate, stagnant landscape. And here you can really see the core power dynamic laid out. On one side, you've got the ultimate controller, Mephistopheles. He's the spirit of denial, the watcher on the throne. And from his Tower of Inferno, he's just harvesting the souls of a humanity that's all too willing to comply. And on the other side, well, that's the controlled, the last men. They're living in what's described as a golden cage of comfort because they willingly traded all their ambition for sweet, predictable oblivion. But against this bleak backdrop of denial and surrender, there is one powerful exception, and that's Wotan. He's a solitary creator, a symbol of sovereign will. In the middle of all this gray nothingness, he manifests a single emerald spire, an act of pure creation. It's a testament to the meaning of the earth, literally pushing back against the void. So you have this fragile balance, right? Creation on one side, control on the other. Well, that's all about to be completely shattered by the eruption of a new disruptive force, the Crimson Jester. This quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the Jester's philosophy. See, he isn't here to save anyone. He's here to introduce a radical, self-affirming will that challenges the very foundation of this safe, controlled world. So how does he do it? Well, not with an army, that's for sure. He does it with provocation and what's called malicious joy. The Crimson Jester holds up a dangerous and grinning mirror to this timid little world. He's a torchbearer whose goal isn't to gather followers, but to create incendiaries, other creators. He even issues these inverted beatitudes, blessing the lonely and the despisers, the ones who dare to stand apart. And he's always accompanied by his symbols, the eagle, which is his proud will, and the serpent, his cunning wisdom. And this all feeds into his concept of the overman. Now, for the Jester, this isn't some perfected final form, some end goal. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. For the Jester, the Overman is the process. It's a terrifying rope stretched over an abyss. It's that dangerous, ongoing journey away from comfortable safety and towards a future of dangerous becoming. But, the Jester isn't that simple. This kind of disruption, it can lead down two very, very different paths. And this is where we get to the real core of this whole thing, the Jester's duality and his dark reflection, the Sapphire Jester. So that's the big question, right? When all the old values and structures just crumble into dust, what rises from the ashes? The two Jesters, well, they offer terrifyingly different answers. Okay, let's just break this down. The contrast here is just stark. On one hand, you have the Crimson Jester, the mountain man of self-love. His goal, radical self-creation. And his opposite, the Sapphire Jester, is the redeemed judge, and his whole deal is systematic annihilation. One wants to ignite fellow creators, the other wants to harvest souls for some higher plan. One uses dangerous selfishness, the other, the chillingly named Gospel of the Belly. Let's think about the Crimson Jester's path using this metaphor. He is a violent, energetic catalyst. He's not offering a gentle path forward. No, he is the shock to the system that forces a choice. Evolve to survive the new, harsh conditions, or just perish in stagnation. Now flip that on its head and look at the metaphor for the Sapphire Jester. This one is chilling. He's like a comedian telling a starving crowd that their hunger isn't a problem. No, it's actually proof that they are the meal. He makes self-annihilation sound not just logical, but just. And this is his core doctrine, what he actually preaches. He says that your individuality, your unique story, everything that makes you you, is nothing more than a bug in the system. You're not a person. You're lunch, spiritual energy to be consumed, to fuel a master's evolution. Your existence is just an error that needs to be corrected. And he justifies all this with this cold, bureaucratic logic, an inverted system of anti-theology. It goes like this. Step 1, the crime, your very existence is the original sin. Step 2, the sentence, total annihilation of your soul. And step 3, the justification, oh, it's all just a necessary correction to fuel some higher purpose. It's a system designed for one thing, turning unique stories into uniform ash. So this brings us back to our solitary creator, Wotan, because he offers a higher level perspective, a critique that really puts the jester's entire role into perspective. And this quote, this is Wotan's whole argument in a nutshell. He sees the jester's rebellion, he acknowledges how magnificent it is, but he also sees its fundamental limit. The jester only reacts to the world he despises. He's still bound by it, a slave to its gravity. And here is the key difference, right here. It's reaction versus action. The jester's path is a reaction, a great no that just mocks and destroys. He stands on the mountaintop and points down at the ruin. But the sovereign's path, that's action. It's a transcendent will that forges a new, terrifying, masterful morality of the strong. The sovereign looks up from the ruin. So at the end of the day, Wotan's idea of the true path is what he calls the sovereign's task. It's not just about tearing everything down. It's the will to build right there among the ruins. It's about becoming a foundation for new values, even with the full knowledge that they too might one day crumble. And that brings us to this final, really powerful metaphor that sums the whole thing up. The jester is a brilliant spark of fire, a magnificent but totally fleeting and destructive flash of energy. The sovereign, on the other hand, is the unyielding hearth, a sustainable, foundational force that can endure the long cosmic winter. One is a moment of rebellion. The other is an eternity of creation. So that's the question we're left with, isn't it? After everything has fallen, what is the ultimate task? Is it to be that brilliant flash that mocks the rubble and celebrates the destruction? Or is it to be the enduring will that begins the long, difficult task of building something new? The choice between the jester and the sovereign.